Peace and love eternal to the guys. What it do, true crew? Salute to the God Squad. What's shaking? What's popping, everybody? Okay. Welcome to wintertime. Okay. Now listen. I know that I kind of left us with a cliffhanger here. Okay. Behind two things about how the Demiurge is actually the devil, and about the hijacking of some of our loved ones that's transpired, or that did transpire at the beginning of our spiritual journeys. Okay. And then also about how all of the gains that people have materialized or gained behind this illusion magic, how since all the illusion magic is dead, how they're going to begin to lose everything that they gained behind the illusion magic. Okay. Yeah. I know I left us off with a bit of a cliffhanger right there. That's because I got attacked. That's A. B. A, I got attacked and behind delivering the messages. So hopefully they help someone. Okay. B, it was like what I was starting to tap into. It was like God knew the direction we were going in, and because there was certain things going on right there at the winter solstice on the day of darkness, okay, with the sun dying and being reborn, it was like I would have divulged too much too quickly. Yeah, y'all hear the sirens, right? Yeah, it was like I would have been divulging too much too fast. And it's like certain people were in the midst of taking certain actions. And if I would have said certain things, that would have changed the nature of the actions that they chose to take. So either there was a bunch of big meetups. Okay? Let's get into it, boss. Okay? All the Santanas and the Lucifers was outside. You hear? All the Santanas and the Lucifers was outside. Okay? Don't know if y'all was seeing them outside cackling and shit, and just walking around in groups. You know what I'm saying? When I say they was out, they was out. Okay? And I mean, as soon as the sun went down on the 21st, as soon as the sun went down, they asses was wide and all outside. Okay? Cackling, kept walking around here. I call it walking routes. Okay? Or at least that's what the ancestors give me. Walking routes, where they'll walk a neighborhood, or they'll keep circling a particular location, all while they laughing and cackling and reciting bullshits, and 333 on the clock. It was walking routes. Okay, like swarming. Okay, kind of like bird murders. Okay, but they're people. Okay. And I use the term people loosely, okay? Because a lot of them been hijacked, okay? And that's what we about to... Dang, my candle just went out right when the message started. That's crazy. Hold on one second, y'all. I don't feel right. I gotta get us another candle. Hold on. Okay, so there was that, right? Now, I also did a bit of research. Okay, I'm not sure who it was when I set a video to premiere, and I was in the chat with you all. I want to say it was Hope. Salute to you, Hope, if you happen to see this. How in the first message that I post about how the devil is really the Demiurge, in part 1, I believe it was Hope that was in the chat, and you mentioned something about an entity Mephisto, which I figured out is Mephistopheles. Okay, kind of the demonic entity behind. If y'all don't know the legend of Faust, they call it the Faustian bargain. Okay, now what's crazy to me is we were talking about trickster energy. We were talking about a false creator god. Okay, that was trying to hijack and steal our creative power. Okay, and we were talking about how people was gonna pop up out of the woodwork, and I said it in the message, like, these devils about to want to come play let's make a deal. I literally said it in the message. So imagine me when I go Google Mephisto, when I go Googles him, okay, because I was like, well, who is that? But you must didn't see that I had said that. I had asked the question, well, who is that, right? So I went and did some research. Well, I want to know what that entity is. I just felt guided to look it up. And it was crazy that I said that in the message when the devil came out. Like, these devils want to come play let's make a deal. And then I Googles him and figures out, oh, well, he's the devil that plays let's make a deal. He's the let's make a deal game show host out this bitch. He's the one that offers these weird ass little bargains. These weird ass little deals, okay? I don't know if y'all know about the legend of Faust or not. I have not particularly read the whole legend or whatever the case is. I just know whenever I happen to be looking into certain entities, or I be down certain rabbit holes, and all of a sudden the legend of Faust always comes up about how the devil want to come offer things and want to wheel and deal like that. So it's crazy that I said that, and when I go looks up, they describe him as a trickster devil, a trickster demon. Okay. Also, like the devil's agent, or like if the devil had an assistant. Okay. It's weird because me saying that reminds me of that movie, The Devil's Advocate. Not necessarily quite like that, but in the Faust legend, he was an assistant to the devil, and he was also like one of the chiefs, and then he was also like, he serves as like the trickster energy and the devil's temper. Okay, like his actual temper. Okay, you know how these evildoers will get angry when you don't really fall for the trickery, or you ever get to asking somebody too many questions. You know what I'm saying? They want you to just go along with whatever they say, but you feeling a way about it, so you start asking them questions, and they get frustrated they start getting frustrated when you get to asking too many questions because they realize the shit ain't going the way they hoped. This type of energy, right? So some of y'all could be experiencing this in regards to some of these family members that got hijacked. Okay, some of y'all could be experiencing a bit of that at this time. For one of y'all in particular, the family member or the close loved one that was hijacked, and it was an effort to trick you. Okay, because we were studying for a long time. A lot of us were put in under like these illegal surveillance programs and these experimental government programs. A lot of our loved ones was actually getting paid for us to be watched and studied. Okay, things of this nature. Okay, so why we had to move to certain locations. Okay, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff that may have happened in your childhood or back then that was kind of iffy or sketchy, if you think about it. You know what I'm saying? You could have been between the ages of, I want to say 5 to like maybe 9. If you search your memory, you'll remember some agents showing up at your door. Okay, either weird people calling your house to try to speak to your parent. Okay, or y'all had like some suits show up to your door. Your parent could have sent you to your room to go play while she talked to these people. They were there about you. Okay? Some of these things like this. Okay? You could remember some of these things. Some of y'all could remember, like, I'm seeing like a parent go away for a weekend trip, or like, for me, I noticed like, I think I don't know if my mom's, I don't know if she spent the weekend in jail. I don't know what happened. I think something like that. Okay, parent could have got locked up over a weekend. All of a sudden they come home, and after they come home, you're dealing with a different version of them. A lot more cold, a lot more calculating, a lot more cutting with the words. Okay, a lot more impatient with you, and when you would ask questions, you might could have noticed there was a switch or a swap out. Okay, or if your person, your parent, your loved one, they showed up looking the same. They looked the same. Okay, certain aspects of the personality may have seemed the same, but then there was something that was there that was not familiar. Okay, a lot more colder, a lot more cutting with the words, trying to say things to break your confidence or your self-esteem, like shit like this. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, maybe y'all don't know how to explain it neither, which is why God is having me to explain it, because when these hijacks happen, it happened very quickly. Like, you literally, somebody feels like that in the collective. Somebody feels like, and I hate using that word, the collective, you know what I'm saying, but in regards to the chosen ones, somebody feels like that. Somebody feels like they woke up one morning, one day, with one version of their parent, and when they came home, they was dealing with another version, and the shit's just never been the same fucking ever since. Okay, or something like this. You know what I'm saying? What's crazy is, whomever got hijacked, for some of y'all it was multiple people that got hijacked. For some of y'all it was a parent, a best friend, or a cousin. Okay, like a parent, a best friend, a cousin. For some of y'all it was like 3 or more people around you that got hijacked. These were people that you loved, that you trusted, people that you would have been talking to about your plans, your feelings, things of this nature. Okay, bro, if y'all could see how this candle is running, there is no reason. I just lit this candle. There is no reason for this candle to be running this way, bro. I'm about to go ahead and drop the camera so that y'all can see. I just have to tuck it back in. I don't know what that means either. The candle was all like running off, like it's like how you already running off and running out. I just lit this candle, bro. Like, this is insane to me a little bit. It's just running. The tears is running. Oh, something about tears. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, these people came back. They didn't care about your feelings. They didn't care when you cried. In fact, they would have said some shit to hurt your feelings to get you to cry, okay? All of a sudden, when these people came back, they started trying to play on your emotions one way or another. Okay, either to make you sad or make you angry. Okay? And this is how you know they got hijacked or got replaced. Or, and I say hijacked. When I say hijacked, I can mean possessed. Okay? Because now the entity that is attached to them, This is how you know it was the Demiurge at play, because whomever it was, whatever the entity was that hijacked them, it was given more or less like a archon vibe. Okay? About the feeding on negative emotions specifically. This demon would feed whenever you would get emotional. They would feed whenever you get sad. They would feed whenever there was like an emotional blow up in a conversation. Okay? When you get angry, or when you be crying and all like this and all like that, this entity would get to feed. Okay? And so it's like one or two things was happening. Okay? This is another thing too. This is why I said it reminds me of that message that I gave with when I said it's all a red herring, that vampires, evil ETs, and demons all kind of pointing the finger at each other. No, it's you. No, it's you. No, it's you. The feeding off of negative emotions, it gives a vampiric vibe, right? But we don't talk about that in regards to like religious, or like in regards to religious traditions. They don't really talk about vampiric energies like that. They say you possess, they say it's a demonic entity. You know what I'm saying? They blame the demons. But here's the thing about it is the demons don't necessarily need you to feed. Okay? They people already in the world doing negative things. What demons do is they may influence. With demons, it's more or less about an influence. They influence like negative actions. Okay, they influence toxic behaviors. You know what I'm saying? It's an influential thing that goes on. Okay, they influence you. Okay. It's spirit that's already there. It don't need to feed. What makes it bad or toxic, or what makes it quote unquote demonic, is if the influence itself is guiding the person to do things against itself, or that's toxic to the self. Okay? Like tempting you to do things outside of your character. Okay? Tempting you to steal. Tempts you to lie. Tempts you to, insert a deadly sin here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's more or less like that energy. Okay? So these people, they were hijacked or they were possessed, but it wasn't by necessarily a demon. Okay? It gives vampiric, which means that there could be, because they now there's a lot of different postulations about where vampires actually come from. Okay, there's a tie to Nephilims, okay, and fallen angels, and I guess this is how this shit gets convoluted anyway. This is why it's ETs and vamps and demonic forces, they all get lumped together, because there's like there's an intermingling of origins in regards to their stories. You see what I'm saying? So we know the demons was actually fallen angels. Okay, we know the Nephilim was the children or the spawn of those fallen angels. It was the fallen angels, and when the fallen angels started taking human women, okay, or birthing forth beings with human women, okay. So there's this postulation here that vampires are actually Nephilim or come from Nephilims, okay? Or there's this intermingling of origin stories, okay? They say fallen angels, okay? We had ET visitations to this planet You talking about the same time where these fallen angel stories pops up. It's an intermingling of things. You see what I'm saying? Which is why you now got entities pointing the finger at each other. No, it's you. No, it's you. No, it's you. No, it's you. Okay. And I talked about that before in that reading. Like, this is why you could cast a certain demon or cast certain negative spirits out of a person, right? But eventually that energy might come back or take over because you thought you cast out a demon. You ain't cast out a demon. What the person is dealing with is a vampire. Or in this case, with our people that got hijacked, my postulation is that it's neither. My postulation is that they were hijacked by archon energies. It was a hijacking of, it was a hijacking in a possession, but it wasn't of a demonic force, but of an archon type of energy. Okay? Because that's the only reason why all of a sudden they gotta feed off these negative emotions and stuff like that. Okay? That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing anyway. It's like, remember how we was talking about Harry Potter before? You know how in Harry Potter, you know, you got Dudley trying to bully Harry. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's when Harry's upset, you know, upset, angry, scared. It's when these negative emotions is going on where all of a sudden the Dementors pop up. Archons is like Dementors. You know what I'm saying? And they suck the life force. Or they're sucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to suck the light out of the person. Okay? But here's the thing. You have to be operating on a fear frequency. You have to be operating on a low vibrational energy. You're angry, you're fearful, you're scared. Something of this nature. For the Dementor to show up, it's like because your frequency dropped to that plane, now these entities can show up. It's like this type of a thing. So your parents, your cousin, your friend, they talk to you crazy. You get angry, you get upset. If you ever paid attention to a person, is when you get upset, they get this sly little smirk across their face. You know what I'm saying? Look like the Grinch and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you pay attention. A lot of what we just, you know, and you know how nowadays they just be like, oh, they're narcissistic. They're narcissistic. Yeah, that is, it's not that. It's not that they just narcissistic. It's the fact that there is an archon energy at play within this person. You know what I'm saying? They like that negative energy because they can feed upon it. They smiling because they know they upset you. You know what I'm saying? They're happy because they get to feed. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, and the reason why I'm postulating that it's archons versus vampires is because of the fact that why would you feed, like, okay, here's the thing about vampires. They're not, the thing is to feel like you have to feel like you've gained a power or something. You see what I'm saying? It's like vampires, if you pay attention, they don't feed on low vibrational energy. Okay? The point is to get high quality energy. If you know the sex vampires, they not vamping off of just anybody when they have sex. The point is to try to have sex with a higher vibrational person. The point is to leech from their healing energy. You see what I'm saying? It's not until they deal with them sexually that the vibration drops. When you're dealing with archonic energy, it's like the vibration has to drop first, and then they can feed or leech. You see what I'm saying? It's different. It's different. You see what I'm saying? If you listen to people talk, people were sharing on the TikTok a while back, sharing on social media their interactions with vampires. Okay, they were sharing their experiences. People that was encountering vampires were getting their energy leached from them because the vampire would see their energy and go, ooh. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. You have really great energy. You know what I'm saying? And engage the person in a conversation. It's not till after the conversation that they realize that they're feeling tired. They're feeling drained. You see what I'm saying? The dip in vibration happens after. You know what I'm saying? After the interaction. When you're dealing with archonic energies, bro, the drop in frequency has to happen first, bro. Then they can feed, bro. I'm telling you, it's something like that classifies a distinction or something. Okay? Okay. Yeah. And I know this is turning into more of a spiritual talk than an actual reading per se. Hopefully y'all are okay with that. I'm going to attempt to try to pull some cards here before we wrap up this particular message. But maybe God needed me to explain this way because some of y'all been out there dealing with these entities and it's hard to know which one or who you're dealing with. Okay, so hold on one second. I'll be right back. That's crazy. When I pause the clock exactly at 27:37. So that could be very significant as an angel number right now. I might go ahead and look that up for us really quickly. Another thing that just happened because all of a sudden I had to go, like use the restroom when I'm talking to y'all about this. There is something up here with these entities. I don't know. I think we know the cording happens through the solar chakra, right? So maybe when these entities is trying to feed or draw energy from you, it could be causing stomach issues. But I feel like whatever has hijacked these people, there's something up here about a negative entity and going to the bathroom. Okay, there's something up here about a particular entity and feces. I don't know if this Mephisto, I don't think so, could be another demonic force or whatever. Okay, the point is the Demiurge would use all of these entities, right? Or would use all of them as kind of like gatekeepers of the matrix. Okay, send the archonic entities to hijack family or loved ones because the point is to try to box us in or block us from expanding. Okay, meanwhile we're blaming demonic forces, and it's not even the demonic forces, it's actually archons. Okay, sending in trickster entities to kind of play on our top. Another way that these trickster demons could be significant is because, or like the let's make a deal situation. I think that's how these negative entities even gain access to hijack our loved ones. Our loved ones had to be willing to make some sort of Faustian bargain. Our loved ones had to be willing to make some sort of a deal. Okay? It's the fact that they were willing to make a deal that even leads them to get hijacked. You know, you allow us this access to your daughter, your family member, whatever the case is. In exchange, we'll pay you. In exchange, you'll get this kind of attention. In exchange, you know, you get this promotion. In exchange, okay? So it's like the willing and the dealing had to happen for these negative forces to even be able to gain access. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Something like that is significant, right? And for some of us, it's some connection here to a particular demonic force and like feces. If you've ever went through a humiliation ritual where, you know, you maybe accidentally went to the restroom on yourself, or if you grew up, or you notice there's always, you know, animal poop, human poop, I don't know. There's something up here that is significant with this energy. Okay? Maybe it don't pertain to you. Maybe there's somebody in your energetic field that had an embarrassing incident or some sort of embarrassing childhood story behind that. That could be one of the people that got hijacked by these negative forces. There's something like this that is significant, where this energy of going to the bathroom, it's allowing some sort of negative entity, okay, presumably these archonic energies, to be able to stay present in or around the vicinity or something. Okay, it's crazy because I talked about walking routes earlier, right? How people just they'll circle a location, keep circling a location, all while they talking, cackling, reciting their bullshits, whatever like this, whatever like that. But this is the same area where if you go outside and you walk around, a whole bunch of dogs is pooped in the same area. Or now you're starting to see human feces on the street. You see what I'm saying? But this whole time, this whole weekend, people just kept circling this same area. So it's something here that is significant. Okay, I hate to bring it up, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, but whatever, it's important right now. Okay, angel number 2737. Okay, it's a powerful spiritual message about trusting your intuition and aligning your life with divine purpose. It signifies that your hard work is about to yield positive changes, and it encourages a balance between spiritual practices and practical life. Okay, analyzing your day-to-day routines and lifestyle choices. You see what I'm saying? So yes, you could notice that in the past you would make certain choices, and you could have made certain choices in the past. You could realize it's because you were being influenced by certain people. These certain peoples had certain energy attachments. You could realize you were being influenced by certain entities. You see what I'm saying? Now you're growing, or now you're stepping into your God self, or now you're coming into alignment with your true self. So now this enables you to make powerful lifestyle changes, or you're now starting to make changes to your day-to-day routines, or your spiritual routines, or balancing out your spiritual and your physical routines. Okay, something like this. Okay, and this is what the hijacking was all about. It was to try to block us from this. It was to try to block us from being able to analyze what actually happens day to day. You know what I'm saying? Because the point was to try to keep us under the illusion. The point was to try to keep us hypnotized. Okay, there go the Sonny. There go the Sonny came home. Okay, there go the Sean Colvin. Sonny came home. You know what I'm saying? Oh, days go by, I'm hypnotized. I'm walking on a wire. You know what I'm saying? The point was to keep us on edge. You see what I'm saying? Keep us on edge. Keep us out of balance so that we never come into alignment with our true self. We end up stuck in careers or relationships that wasn't really truly meant for us, okay? Or shit like this, okay? Stuff like that. Alright. Let's go ahead and play that actually while I prepare to pull some cards for us. I gotta pull some cards for us and get ready to get out of here. But I'm sorry this turned into more of a spiritual talk, but shit, this is shit we need to talk about. You hear me? This is the stuff we need to be cause the more you talk about it, the more you realize it happened to other people. You know what I'm saying? It's like it empowers you. It lets you know you're not alone. No, that's not weird. What was happening was very much by design. You see what I'm saying? This energy, right? That's crazy work. Crazy work, I tell ya. So, let's try to get some energy out here. I never know how God is really gonna confirm this message. I never know how the confirmation is gonna come out, but it always do, don't it? All right, divine Holy Spirit, great spirit of love and life, ancestors, angels, guides of the highest. Wow. Okay, you see this energy of the poet right here? The poet, the writer, the author, quite possibly the oracle. Okay, card number 7. What I say earlier about the birds and about the murders of the bird, them people gathering together, walking around, hovering around a particular area, circling a particular area, like a murder of birds. Didn't I say that? You see this? So they were around and circling chosen ones. You see that, right? Circling chosen ones, saying certain words. Okay, bird is the word. Okay, so birds also represent words. So do the sword. So these people were circling the chosen ones, reciting certain shit. You see the new moon here? You see the sun, you see the new moon, the sun and the full moon. You see this shit, right? Over the course of this new moon, they are really legit walking and circling around the chosen ones, reciting certain shit, thinking certain shit. This is also thought projections. You could have been experiencing people projecting their thoughts at you. Do I pull a card, Holy Spirit? Or were you just trying to pull a point here? Or is this the card? This is the card. This is the card. Seven's denote divine wisdom for me. So they circle the chosen one, the one that holds the divine wisdom. They circle and circle the chosen ones, reciting certain shit, trying to speak certain shit into the chosen one's life, trying to project negative thoughts to the chosen ones, trying to keep their intuition and their judgment cloudy. You could have been dealing with, like, I kept waking up either thinking of past people, past events. I even was having dreams where I was in past locations, seeing past locations. This was their feeble attempt to try to pull you back into the past or pull you back to old timelines where they had better control, or whatever the case is. Okay, that's just what that is. That's what exactly what that is. Okay. What's crazy is we channeled Torn in another message and it's playing here. The reality where they were able to hold you, or the reality where these illusions was present, that reality has already been torn. That's another reason why the illusions are dead, because the reality in which the illusions was taking place, the chosen one has already outgrown that reality, or it's no longer fits. It's been torn. Okay? Whoa. When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came to eat upon my flesh, they stumbled and fell. The enemies are getting smited down. Okay? If you're being bombarded with negative thought projections, or, saying old thoughts, because they're trying to negatively affect your self-esteem and your energy like they were able to in the past, okay? It's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if a Six of Cups come out, or if the Six of Cups kept coming out in readings. It's because these people are very nostalgic about the time in the past where they were able to try to influence you. Now they realizing you're the grand influence. This is yeah, something like that. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Angels. Very much something like that. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. What is the confirmation here? But yeah, if y'all are being bombarded with negative thought projections, sing a psalm. Find a psalm, a protecting psalm, and sing it at least 3 times. I held up 2, but I meant 3. Okay? Sing it at least 3 times. It shifts the atmosphere, or it'll start moving that cloudiness about. Okay? I know it personally because I had to do it. I got attacked for the messages. I personally had to do that. Okay? They were circling me. I literally had to do that. Okay? Proverbs chapter 1 verses 10 and 11. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent not. If they say, come with us, let us lie wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Don't go. Don't do it. Okay? This came out before. This is describing exactly what I was talking about. With the influential energy, how the demonic forces is really about like influence. Okay? Influencing you to do something out of character. You know what I'm saying? And then this, again with the circling energy. If they trying to entice you, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's go walk around the chosen one's crib and, you know what I'm saying? Let's be loud. Let's go noise campaign the chosen one. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Or this is how they were doing your loved ones. They made a deal. Hey, if y'all come with us to gang stalk the chosen one, or if you come with us to noise campaign the chosen one, we'll give you this, we'll give you that. Falsely and bargain. Okay? Because they want the little money, or because they want whatever was being offered, they'll go along and do the shit. They don't even realizing they're opening themselves up to the possession of something dark. You see what I'm saying? They're opening themselves up to whatever energy they keep trying to subject the chosen one to. This could also involve a former ex or a former lover, because Kiss Me keeps coming on this same playlist as well. Two occasions, day and night. So there's one set that likes to follow and do certain work during the daytime, and then there's another set that circles the chosen ones and do these thought projection shits at nighttime. Okay? Psalm 18 verses 7 and 8. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken because of his wrath. There went up a great smoke. I don't know why I just said the word great. The word great ain't even on the card. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured, and coals were kindled by it. This talks about the wrath of God. This talks about the wrath of God, okay? These people's whole foundations is about to get rocked just because they wanted to lurk privily and come circle the chosen ones and lay wait for blood. Somebody could have even been doing death magic or blood magic rituals leading up to the day of darkness, leading up to the winter solstice. God's wrath is coming on them upon them people now. God's wrath is coming upon them people now. Period. Remember how I said the illusion magic gets broke? It starts dispelling the dark spell work that was in the holy text. Apparently, it don't just dispel the dark magic of the holy text. With the poet, the author here, we talking about the legend of Faust and all this. Apparently, the dark magic that's within all the epics and all of the written works, the dark magic in all written works is about to be broken or something. Something like that. They broke the air? It's something up here about the guardian of the watchtower of the east. It's something up here about the guardian of the air here. So the illusion magic gets broke off of all the texts, not just the holy text. All texts. These people might go mute or go deaf. I'm so sorry, not sorry. These people that was facilitating all these illusions or accepted these deals or whatever, they might end up going deaf, like unable to produce sound, or like unable to hear, deaf and mute and deaf. God is sick of hearing that noise, you hear me, or something. Or it's all of the negative thought projections. Somebody might end up getting in an accident and becoming like a vegetable, or their brain. Somebody could end up suffering a brain hemorrhage, a brain aneurysm, or something due to all of the negative thought projection work they're doing or something. It's like because their crown chakra magic or their thought projections is backfiring, it causes a brain aneurysm, or there's an accident where they go, like somebody might end up in a coma or unable to utilize their cognitive functions or something. A brain injury. I feel bad for people, bro. This shit, God's wrath has come down. There's no other way to put this here. Revelation chapter 3 verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say that they're Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship at thy feet, and know I have loved thee. God's wrath has went out, and God's about to literally make them bow. You heard? Look at the bottom of the deck here. Proverbs 3:3. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, and he blesseth the habitation of the just. Because we're already abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. We are already in God's pavilion, in the tabernacle. We already are inhabiting God, and God is our habitation. But both things are true. But cursed is the house of the wicked. God is like literally about to come put his foot on their neck or something. This is crazy work, bro. Okay, you know what I'm saying? This shit, I'm not scared. I'm scared for them though. Like they should be scared of or something. Alright, man. I only got a few minutes left here. I gotta get ready to slide, you guys. Alright, I'm gonna try to get a few more cards out here for us and wrap and conclude with the tarot. Any other messages, y'all will just have to catch in the part 2 of the other message, okay? I see you in my dreams. Okay, so some of you guys, the loved ones that have been hijacked or whatever, these is the same loved ones you see in your dreams all the time. It may or may not be them that you're really seeing. It could be whatever entity that's hijacking them, okay? But that's the loved one that's been hijacked, the ones you see in your dreams all the time, okay? It could also be, you could also be seeing your divine counterpart in a dream as well, doing negative things. Either they accepted some sort of Faustian bargain, they was willing to deal with the devil, which is now why you're seeing them in the dreams doing bad things, because now the entity is running around in the astral plane wearing their face. Okay, something like that could also be happening. Good. They thought that they could check you, but God said checkmate. What did I say about the air, bro? You could be seeing 11:11 on the clock a lot. Ones have to do with one's thought life. Yes, our thoughts are manifesting rapidly. I guess this is why they're trying to keep our mind on the past, so that they can utilize our mental faculties to manifest them a new opportunity, these past motherfuckers. Something like that shit is going on here with the air, bro. The air up there is what I just heard, bro. Something like that, y'all. I can't make it up, bro. Somebody had the right intentions with the wrong methods here. Yeah, somebody's methods got them looking like an evildoer. They would have been better off just calling and said what was ever on their mind or something. The way someone went about something is what's getting them cut off. Okay? They broke spiritual law or went against God. Something they did went against the Most High or something. Bro, it comes out. I can't make it up. Right intentions, wrong method. Somebody gets cut off somebody gets cut off or cut down because of the way they went about this or doing something, bro. Look, a tower is hitting them folks, bro. 555. You know what I'm saying? 5555. These people want to come in and reconcile with you now. It's because they're getting hit with towers. They trying to duck and dodge karma out this hole or something. I'm telling you, bro. It was your family or close loved ones, bro. They got hijacked. They were being influenced by something negative, which caused them to do some shit the wrong way. They broke karmic law or went against God coming up against you or something. Now they're trying to duck and dodge karma. Somebody could be an Aries or you have it strong in your chart. Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, or North Node. A tale of two Aries. Somebody could be an Aries Sun, you an Aries Mars. Somebody could be an Aries Rising, you an Aries North Node. Or they're an Aries North Node and they went about shit all wrong. I don't fucking know. Or they was only worried about how shit appeared to be. That's how it is when you're... People don't realize that God is a grand illusionist. Okay, they run all these illusions. Y'all, I gotta stop it right there. Maybe we can get to the tarot later. Maybe I'll come back and do the tarot, or maybe the message is just a message. Okay, first of all, these people kept trying to disillusion you. Okay, or doing all this illusion magic, tricking the universe up out of blessings. You know what I'm saying? Trying to trick the universe into giving them your blessings and shit like this. God is the grand illusionist. So you can't disillusion God. That's the problem. And if you're an illusionist that's been doing this wicked illusion magic, you're only caring about how shit appears. Because it's how things appear which facilitates the illusion. Okay? Oh shit. Okay, so I'm up here with thoughts. Caution. Objects may be closer than they appear, or some shit like this. Their justice and their judgment was closer than it appeared to be too. Okay? Something like that. But I got a funny tie, Biggie Shorty. I gotta get up out of here. But peace and love eternal to the gods. Y'all be blessed and take care. Hopefully something that I said here helps you make it make sense for you. Okay? In regards to stuff that you encountered or been through. Okay? Okay. As far as the rest of it. Everything that they gained with this false illusion magic, it's coming undone. Okay, so y'all stay tuned for that part 2. But for right now, the messages stand thus. Y'all be blessed and take care. Happy Monday. Love ya. Peace.